So here we are with iTemp's thumbnail that we're gonna copy on the left side and Adobe Photoshop on the right. Now we have to click on File and then New, as you always do to make a new document, and then you gotta enter the width of the file as 1920 or 1920 and the height as 1080 or 1080. Now make sure that this resolution here, pixels per inch, is set to 300 and the background contents and stuff like that matches these. I think these are default values, but still, if you have like messed around with these, just make sure they're like this, then click on this button right here that says create, and boom, we have a thingy right here. Now we're gonna tackle this problem of recreating this thumbnail right here in subparts. So what are those subparts? Here we have them. The weapon first off. So to get the screenshot of the weapon right here, as you can see, this is the alternator. We have to open the game and get a screenshot. So let's just open a game up. Okay, so now that we are here, that is inside the game, we have to go to settings and make sure that some things are the way they should be. First off, the video section, the resolution should be the maximum resolution possible for you. In my case, it's showing 2560 by 1440. Just get to that resolution and click on apply. The maximum resolution, because we want the crispest quality of gun that we can get for our screenshot, Boom, we have the maximum video resolution here. And another thing is this texture streaming budget. It must be at least this right here, very low, 2 GB of VRAM. At least at that, so that the textures actually load in the good textures, that is, and not the shit ones. So that, and then a little thing that only a few of you might be missing, this right here, crosshair damage feedback. If you're not a maniac like me, you probably haven't turned this thingy off. Just go right there and select whichever one. I don't know which one iTemp uses or Rich uses, so we're gonna go with stacking. Just make sure this one is at with shields icon, X with shields icon, and then the damage numbers are at stacking or whatever you prefer. Then we're gonna jump right into the firing range. Okay, so here we are with a lovely P2020. Okay, so all we gotta do is get a alternator, because that's what iTemp is using in that thumbnail. Okay, of course it's not in the light rack, it's a special gun now, the red weapon section. So right here, as you can see, I do not have the exact skin as Rich, but we have something, so we're gonna use this one only. Now, as you can see in the thumbnail, I'll show you the thumbnail right freaking now. As you can see in the thumbnail, he's not using a scope, so we're just gonna get rid of this 1x digital threat and drop it to the ground. And then we're gonna aim down sights and shoot. Boom, just like that. And while I shoot, I have to take a screenshot, which we're gonna do with the help of pressing the button Windows plus print screen. Now that's going to take a screenshot of this right here. We want to take a screenshot of this, So as soon as I press this button right here, I'm gonna press the Windows key and print screen. Boom, we've taken a successful screenshot, or we've taken a screenshot successfully. A lot of S's in that sentence. So boom, our job is done here, and we're just gonna X out of the game, return to lobby, and then quit out of the game. Okay, so here it is, our Photoshop document. That is, it'll show up something like this, or you know, like this, a little bit zoomed in. You can like zoom in or out with the help of Control plus plus or Control plus minus respectively. Okay, so we have to drop a screenshot here. Now where the screenshots are stored is this place. Click on file, go to place embedded. Just like that, you have to click on this pictures section right here, and then you have to go to the screenshots section. Yes, that's what you have to do. You have to click on this one right here, and there it is, our sweet little screenshot number 57. So just double click that, and boom, we've got it here. Now all we gotta do is get this freaking thing out of the background. Now there is like about 100,000 ways, no, like 10 ways to do this, to get something out of the background, but we are going to be using the pen tool right here. Where is it? Right here. This is called the pen tool. You can like just press the P button and you'll have it in your hand right here. And we're gonna pen this gun out of this image basically. So let's get to work, and I'm going to tell you the basics of using this pen tool to do this. But if you want to follow another tutorial which you might find more helpful, but I mean, no, don't close the video, I'ma explain. I'ma explain. So with the help of Control plus plus, okay, we're gonna zoom in just about that. Okay, sorry for hitting your boys. Right there. So this is Watson's hand right here. Okay, this is Watson's hand right here. So we have to like let's just look at this picture right here. We can see that there's like the hand included in the thumbnail. So of course we're gonna start it from here, because there are some UI elements here, as these are like, I think, Watson fences, yes, fences, Watson fences. I digress. Just click here, and we have to select this area basically. So then we'll click here, and then we'll click here. Okay, let's just skip to the interesting part. You can undo like anything with the good old Control plus Z, if you make any mistakes, that is. Okay, so as you can see, we have arrived at a curve. I'm just going to press Control plus plus to zoom in, just like that. And you can like change this position of the image right here by pressing and holding the space bar. You got this hand in here when you press and hold space bar, so you can move it freely. And if you like let go of the space bar, you'll have to do it all by the pen tool. And I'm not the best of the explainers in terms of telling you guys how to remove the background, but okay. So when you have to make a curve, like we have to make a curve right here, this chain thingy is turning right here. So we have to click on the area where the curve should end and drag our mouse, something like this. And funnily enough, when you try it for the first few times, it's going to be weird, just a little bit weird. It's going to get a little practice or time to get used to, but in no time you'll be able to do this, making these curves, and just stick it to the position just like that. And now we've got like a curve right here, and then in the middle you have to hold Alt and click on this like middle one right here. There's one to the right, one to the left. You have to click on the middle one. Boom. Okay, this curve is successfully made. Now again, pressing and holding and dragging the mouse out, just like that, and sticking it to the position, and then just pressing and holding Alt and clicking on this middle bad boy right here, and click. Boom. Okay, you can let go of the Alt then. Again, I'm gonna tell you about that a few more times, and then I like just fast forward this all. Okay, so we have to make kind of a curve here. I'm gonna click here and just drag this bad boy a little bit in the, you can do whatever you want, but we have to like trace this image down. So we're gonna do it just about there, and then just press and hold Alt and click on this middle one. Boom. And when you have to make simple lines, you can just click, 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 click. The simple lines are easy basically. The curves are a little bit troublesome. So you just click and hold, and then on the middle one, you press and hold Alt and click on the middle dot. Boom. Straight line, straight up. Okay? You follow me? You get me? I think you get me. So let's just go. Okay, so when something like this big one right here, it's a circle and you have to make it happen. So you cannot just like, come to the end of the circle, because this is the first point we've got here, and just get to the end of the circle and expect to make a freaking circle with this, arc. Then what you have to do is divide this freaking thing, the circle, in subparts. So first we're gonna cover up to this point, and then up to this point, then up to this point, and then we're gonna come here. So we're gonna make little, smaller, relatively smaller arcs and reach this point. How? Just like this. Just click here and drag, of course, just like we did for the simple arcs, for the smaller ones, that is. Just this looks like the position, ideal position, and just click and hold Alt and click on this middle bad boy right here. Boom, and let go of the Alt key, and again click, drag, and get your angle right. Boom, as you can see, this is a good freaking arc. Alt, hold, click, boom. Okay, just click, hold, get to the desired angle, let go of the click, hold the button Alt and click on this middle point. Boom. That's how we do it. I might be doing a confusing job in explaining this thingy, so of course pardon me and check out another video tutorial in which they tell you how to remove a background. But I'm doing my best, guys. Please do not critique me on that, this tutorial, this part of the tutorial, that is. So okay, let's just fast forward again. Now we're on the reticle side right here. As you can see, these 4 lines, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And as we can see in the sample thumbnail right here, Rich includes these thingies right here, 1, 2, 3, and the 4th one is behind the damage number. So we have to pen them out as well. So in the first, run of this gun with a pen tool, we can only do this one and then this one, because these are connected to the gun itself, but these are disconnected, and we're going to talk about them a little bit later. Okay, so as you can see, we're at the end here. Okay, let me just turn back a few steps, and as you can see, we reached here and then here. This outside area does not count, so we got a clean cut from right here. This is Watson's hand, so then in the outside you can select whatever you want and then just go in, because this area does not matter. This has UI above it. We're gonna remove this one, so just click right freaking here, and boom, this thingy just gets closed. Control plus minus, we're out of here. We're on the original, or to the original size of this image. Just right click on it and click on make selection. Okay, so feather radius, set it to 0 and just click on the OK button or press enter. Okay, so now you can see this, outline going on around the gun, so all you have to do is press Control plus J. Boom. As you can see, we've got layer 1 here and it is separated from this screenshot number 57. Okay, if I click on this eye icon right here, boom, you can see the gun only. Looks okay, we don't want steam. Looks very freaking similar to this bad boy right here. As you can see, alternator. Okay, that's something. It looks like we're making progress, and if you've made it to this part, the hardest part is done. That is the good news for you. I don't know why I showed you the hardest part first, but I did. Okay, because this is also the most important part in this whole freaking thing. As you can see, between the UI text lines and this freaking gun right here and the background, the gun is the most important part. Now there are a few things that we have to do on this gun only to make it a little bit better, a little bit smoother, give it a little bit of finishing. As you can see, if I press Control plus, it's always weird to say Control plus. So as you can see this sand right here in these areas. If I click on this screenshot 57 and see it, you can see that this should not be included. This freaking stuff, this does not belong here. Okay, so we're just gonna open our image right here and see which stuff needs to be removed, and then we'll make selections for those as well with the help of the pen tool and using the same techniques we did, except we're not going to keep these parts. We're just gonna discard them or delete them. So we do not want this background right here, or this background, this, that, and this one right here. So these are pretty much all the thingies that we want to remove. Let's get to work, boys. Let's get to work. And here we make a exit, just clicking on the final point and making an arc just like that and leaving the click. So the selection has been made. Now the process is a little bit different because we do not want to keep this part as we kept the gun, the alternator, that is. We have to remove this. So just right click and click on make selection and hit enter just like that. Now what you have to do is press and hold Control and Shift, and now press I. We have to press 3 buttons: Control, Shift, and I. Now what this does is it inverses the selection. You can let go of the buttons just in case you didn't. So this just inversed the selection. So now you can press Control plus J again, and this layer 1 right here, if you click on this eye icon, boom, that thingy is gone. If I click on it again, it comes back, and if I click on it once again, it's freaking gone. And I can just click on this layer 1 and press the delete button, so it's gone. Now let's get back to the top layer, that is layer 2 in this case. Right now we're gonna do that thingy that I showed you for this, and this right here. Okay, and here we are. Okay, let's just zoom out, and all of these layers, this 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, they're all useless because they're this crap that we just deleted. So just we're gonna delete them all. Just delete. Just make sure that you do not delete the top layer. In this case, that is layer number 7. So here we are. Now from the original, if I click on this original one right here, I can see that I have to still get this 22, you know, right here, and these crosshair marks right here, 1 and 2. The third and fourth, we've already got them. Plus I've got this right side of the alternator, but not the left side because it's not connected to the gun. I did not get it in the first selection. So we're gonna come back to this screenshot layer and use a pen tool and pen this thing out, this thing out, this thing out, and then this number out, just like we got out the gun out of the background. So basically just selecting it with the pen, making a selection, and Control J. You know, I'm gonna tell you that again. First off, let's just make the selection. Okay, so now that I've selected this area right here, just right click on it, make selection, enter, and this is selected. Press Ctrl plus J, and now this one, this like line right here is layer number 8. So similarly, we're gonna get this line right here out of this background, you know, and then this line out of this background, and this number. Okay, so here we go. Got that. Again, don't forget to click on the background again. Okay, so this one is selected, right click, make selection, just the same drill, hit enter, Control J, and boom, you can like hide the background now. And we're gonna, as you can see, we've got these 4 ticks, 1 2 3 4, and then this left side of the gun, and then this number, because that's what Rich has got. If we just zoom out like that, I mean, it's kind of hard to see on the white background, but we're going to change it so it'll be easier to see. Let me just change the color. You don't have to do this, so I'm not going to explain every step. Now, as you can see, we've got these 1 2 3 4 lines, the number right here, and the gun. Nothing but the gun. All of the background stuff is freaking moved. Okay, so here, now look at these. Do they look similar? Yes, they do. Okay, so minimizing this. Now comes the next step, the UI. Now we have to get another screenshot for the UI, and then we'll have to get another screenshot for the background. I'm going to open the game again and again for this process, but if you're smart enough, you can do this, you know, at the same time. Once you open the game, you get all these screenshots, but I'm doing this again and again just to make the video a little bit simpler. I don't know if it's making it a little bit more complex in turn, but I don't know. Okay, so let's just open the game and get the UI. By the way, what I mean by the UI is this bad boy right here, this, you know, pink, I don't know, dark pink looking, the G7 and the alternator. So we're going to get this from the game. So first off, let's just click on file and then save, because we do not want to lose our progress. Now wherever you save it, I'm just going to save it in the screenshot section. Okay, and then just click on save, name it whatever you want, just click on save. Okay, and minimize this, go to the game again, click on play. You do not have to do this. You can just get all the screenshots at once. Okay, so here we are in the game again. Jump into the firing range again. Ready up, it's go time. Okay, again. Now what you have to do is get a similar loadout. I'm just going to get a similar loadout because Rich had that loadout, and we're like copying the thumbnail, basically copying the design. So we're just gonna grab the 2 freaking guns. That is, okay, let's just see which one is in the first slot. Okay, G7 is in the first slot and the alternator is in the second slot, so we're just gonna go into the game. Boom, G7 first and then the alternator, just like that. And now all we have to do is take a screenshot. We do not have to do anything here, just Windows key plus the print screen. Boom, we've got the screenshot. Let's get out of here. I just did Alt F4. I do not want to return to the lobby and then just exit the game. That is a lengthy process. Just Alt F4, guys. Alt freaking F4 for life. Okay, so here we have it. We can just like, okay, so all these layers here, you know, this line, this number, we're just gonna make all of them one freaking layer. This is the gun right here. If I click on the eye icon right here, this is the gun. Just click on the gun or the gun layer and press and hold shift, and up to this point, layer 11 or whatever it might be in your case, these are the things. Remember, this is the line and the number and all. Just right click on this and merge layers. This is going to make all of them one freaking layer. Merge them into one freaking layer. This right here. Okay, so just in case you want to rename it for simplicity purposes, we're gonna just double click on this layer's name and call it gun. You can call it weapon, gun, whatever. Hit enter and the name is saved. Now click on file, go to place embedded again, and just like we did previously, click on this screenshot 58 because the last one was 57, this one is 58, and boom, we've imported it successfully. Just click on this tick mark right here. Okay, and now we're gonna zoom in, control plus, okay, and then press and hold space so that we have this hand right here. Just move and move until you can see this beautiful thing right here. This whole thing in one place. We have got it here, and we are going to select something different than the pen tool because this one can be conveniently cut out of this freaking place instead of using the pen tool, because it's kind of a little harsh to use the pen tool. A little bit hard, a little bit harsh. So this one is easy. As you can see, this shape is a polygon. We're going to use this tool right here that is called polygonal lasso tool. If you do not have it right here, just right click on it, and you might have like this lasso tool right here selected. You can just right click on this one and select the polygonal lasso tool, and then just left click on this. Okay, so click here. It makes straight lines, boys. Click here and then click here and here and here and here, and here we go. As you can see, the little freaking circle, we're about to complete the loop. Click. So we've made a successful selection. Control plus J, and you can like click on this eye icon right here besides the screenshot 58. Boom, and we've got this beautiful piece of UI right here in our hands. Control plus minus. Okay, so here we are to the original size. Now you can select this tool right here, the move tool, and move this wherever you want, or move the gun for that matter wherever you want. We're going to place these thingies as Rich does in these thumbnails, but before that we have to get everything in place. We've got the gun, we've got the UI. Next up, we've got the background. Okay, so we'll have to open the game again. Here we go again. Okay, so now that we're in the game for the third freaking time, I'm just going to unfill teammates here and go into the trios match because we need a thumbnail that is set up in the new map. But we'll have to go into ranked leagues for that because right now it's World's Edge time. I hate myself for doing this. I'll have to get into a ranked match and then leave the match. It hurts, but I have to do it. For the sake of the video, I'm gonna lose some RP and I'm gonna get the penalty, of course, because I'm going to leave this match in the middle of it. We're just in here for the screenshot, And I apologize to my teammates in advance. I ain't gonna do it in real life. Just doing it on the video.
This is your champion.
Okay, somebody's talking and we don't want him talking. I'm the only one who does the talking here. Okay, let's just mute a squad because they're gonna they're gonna be harsh. Let's just launch solo. I hate to do this, but I have to do this. Okay, so we're gonna be launching solo in some green freaking area. This whole map's got so many freaking green areas. So on a location similar to that of iTemps, I don't know. Let's just land anywhere. We're just giving an example. I don't know why I chose to go in a ranked match, just because I wanted to do it on Storm Point, because that's what Rich used in the background. I think this is like the exact freaking building, bro. This looks like the exact freaking building on which he took the screenshot. My teammates are following me. They're so sweet, man. I do not want to leave this match anymore, if I'm being honest. Let's just not leave the match, okay? Okay, we've got beautiful Mozambique right here. Let's just unequip the weapon and find a good position to take the screenshot or make the screenshot happen. Okay, there are enemies there. So this kind of looks like the location. Just press Windows and print screen. No, man, Fuse, you're like ruining it. Okay, let's just try to get rid of the opponents. My game is lagging because, of course, I'm recording at this point, which I should not be doing while. So all we have to do is get a screenshot, a good freaking screenshot, which can be used as the background. Okay, so let's just take this place as that. Holster the weapon. Octane, come on, man. Okay, let this place. Okay, of course, they're not letting me take a screenshot. I want to look towards a house and take a screenshot, just like that. And Windows plus print screen. We've got the screenshot. And we're pretty much good to go. Let's just leave the game. I'm sorry guys, I had to do it, but I could not possibly play at that frame rate because I'm recording right now and all of this stuff is open, Photoshop, Chrome and everything. I just cannot complete the match, So again, into Photoshop, File, Place Embedded, and we're gonna click on this latest screenshot, that is screenshot number 60. We took a 59, but that's not worth it. So this one right here, 60, it's going to be the 60th one. So just click on this tick right here. We've got this and we've got the gun and everything. So let's just get everything into place. Let's just put the layer 1. Let's just double click on that. This is our UI, so let's just name it as UI and hit enter. And this one right here, let's just double click on that, the one we just entered here. Let's just make it BG because it's the background. Now the UI has to be on top of the background. As you can see here, this is the background right here, and this is not the place where I landed, by the way. Whatever, you can choose whatever place you want. So this is the background, this is behind the UI and the gun. So we're gonna pull the UI over the background by clicking and dragging it like that. As you can see, it's on top of the background, and then the gun receives the same treatment above the background. Okay, so here we are, and things are not looking quite how they should be looking like, but let's just decrease the size a bit and make a few adjustments. We're on the move tool right here. We can move things around, the UI and everything. So let's just look at this. Now there's the UI and there's the gun. So the gun is on top of the UI, as you can see. So we're gonna make that happen. Let's just make them overlap. Now, as you can see, the gun is on the bottom right now. So this is the gun, this is the UI. We're gonna click and drag it over the UI, just like that. And that looks pretty freaking similar. Okay, so let's just increase the size of the gun and the size of the UI. So we're gonna, we've got the gun layer selected. We're gonna press the control key and click on the UI layer. So now we've got both of these layers selected, the gun and the UI. Press Ctrl plus T, Boom, we've got this thingy selected. Now hold Alt to preserve the resolution or the ratios of this image. And from the corner, first off, you need to remember that you have to hold Alt here, and just from the corner drag just like that, okay, and get it to a good enough size. I think this is looking pretty good for the gun. At least the UI needs to be a little bit bigger, okay. So let's just have them side by side, just right here and right here, okay. So I do not have a big freaking monitor, so that's that. Let's just click on the gun layer like that and move it and try to match it with this one. And it looks like it's pretty freaking similar. We do not have to include this part, this is the UI right here. So let's just bring it down, okay. So we have to increase the size again of this gun right here. Control plus T, hold Alt and drag it out. And okay, so using this slider right here, you won't have to do this, man. Okay, so just like that, so that you do not show the UI, because you don't want to show the UI basically. Now it looks a little bit too big. I'm just going to settle in the middle, not too big, not too small. We're gonna have to settle somewhere in the middle, Okay, what did I just do? Hold Alt and just drag it in, let go of the click and then of the Alt. Okay, now they're looking like pretty similar. We ain't gonna get same, because at first I do not have the same skin, and secondly I must not be using the same resolution as iTemp. Then we have to make the UI a little bit bigger. Let's just maximize Photoshop here and click on this tick icon, and of course we can see the UI here. So we're gonna just bring it down so that we do not see the freaking UI. Okay, so now we are here on the UI, the other UI, the gun UI, not the fence UI. Okay, just select this and Control T, hold Alt, drag it out just like that. And okay, as you can see, that is pretty similar to what they've done here, behind the hand somewhat, not this big, I guess. Just shrink the size a little bit so that you can see the names of the guns. And looks pretty neat, I'd say. Looks pretty freaking neat. Let's just click on this tick right here, and let's just move this thingy by pressing the arrow key to a little bit right, pressing and holding here. Okay, so right about there, and this one too to a little bit of the right side. Okay, so now I think they've temp or iTemp has warped this thingy so that it looks like this part is inside, the little bit inside, and this one is a little bit out. So how you can do that is just Control T, make sure that you're on the UI layer, and right click on it and click on perspective, I suppose. No, skew, rotate, scale, perspective, I think perspective, and just make this go down a little, and this one a little bit up. So I think that's what it's doing there. Okay, I'm not quite sure, not quite to the extent that I've done it to, but it's pretty similar. So we ain't gonna get the same results, guys, but we're going to make it the best replica that we can. Just moving the position here, and I suppose this about here looks quite like this one, without the text, the lines, and the background. Of course, we have to settle down on the background as well. So this is the gun, this is the UI. Click on the tick icon right here. Let's just deal with the background now. Click on the background and on this, or on this background layer here, and press Control T. We have to increase the size of this so that we do not see any other UI, of course. So then we have to make this area somewhat of a shootable place, just like the inside of this house. And we can click on this tick right here, even though there's nobody standing there. There's nobody standing in Rich's thumbnail either, so we're pretty good. Though this thing right here has a little bit of blur on it, let's just put that on the background. Make sure the background layer is selected. Go to filter, go to blur, and select Gaussian blur. So that is what I think he's using. Let's just drag it down a little, and it's set to 7 right now. And let's just try to see if it's on the same level. It looks like it's on the same level or similar level. You can like adjust it to your taste, but I think it's on 7 or something, maybe even 5, a little bit lesser of blur. No, let's just make it 7. Okay, and click on OK. Okay, and as you can see, we've got the UI, we've got the gun. Now we have to get this text, the best update. So the text for this one, there's a caveat. Of course, iTemp being as big as he is, he's got a premium font which costs $30 freaking dollars. Now, I could have definitely bought this bad boy, but I do not think it's worth it for me just for the sake of this video. If this video gets like, I don't know, if this video even reaches now let's just set it to a higher bar. If this video reaches 100 likes, the next creator I do, I'll like purchase their font or whatever. But this is the premium font that he uses. I think from a quick Google search, this is the font that came up, but we're using an alternative, which is this Yanon. Okay, so I cannot pronounce this. Yanon is the thing that we're gonna use. Just click on, we have to write in the best update. Okay, just click on the text tool here and change the font here. Let's just YANO. Okay, my computer is slow. Okay, so this is the font right here. Just click on this and click on the image here. It's written the best update. Okay, so we have to, okay, I'm pressing caps lock so that everything is in capital. THE space BEST, enter, update, UPDATE. Not quite the font, not quite the font, that's what I have to say. Okay, but we're gonna do some improvements, you know. As you can see, this, the first line and the second line are basically touching each other, so we're gonna do that. Just Control A on this font right here and click on this character button here. If you do not have it here, I think you have to click on this view and where do you turn it on? Sure. And then you can click on, okay, I'm weird. Okay, so if you do not, just in case you don't have this character button here, search it up on Google, or should I do that for you? Okay, so turns out you have to click on this window button right here and then this character button, then this thing will pop up right here. Okay, so let's just get back to work. Double click on this text because I just unselected it. Just double click on this text thingy, T thingy here, and everything is selected. Click on this character thingy right here, and we have to decrease this thingy right here, you know, the distance between the best and the update. So it is this distance right here. Just decrease it, 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 decrease it. So turns out we're at 33 here, and this looks like pretty good to me, you know. And again, the characters as well are too close to each other, and these ones are not. So we're gonna bring them closer with this one, with this setting. I don't know what it's called. This. Decrease it, decrease it, decrease it, and I think we're there, you know. -20 does not look as sharp as this one, the other, you know, the iTemp one, but it is something. Okay, so we're doing our best. Let's see where we can get. Okay, so then click on this tick right here. Let's just you know, double click on this text thingy from this side and click on color overlay, and this color right here, click on this, you know, whatever color there is here, and change it to a white. You can just drag this thingy, click and drag it to a white on the top left. Click on OK and then OK. Okay, so this is all white. As you can see, he's using white as the foreground of the text, and behind that he's using this turquoise, I think it's called, and this red on the bottom. We're gonna do that as well. Okay, so let's just minimize that and increase the size of this text. We're gonna check or select the move tool here, and as you can see, we can move this and press Ctrl T and just enlarge it just like that. I think that's good enough. Just move it, make sure it's behind the okay, make sure it's behind the gun. Okay, let's just decrease it a bit. I don't think he makes the text go behind the gun or the UI. So everything is clearly visible here. The best update, and I think yes, that's what he does to the text. Nothing. Okay, of course, basically this text is linear in nature and this one is not. It's like, that's why it costs 30 freaking bucks. It's got these, like, you know, this cartoonish look to it. The edges are a bit weird, a little bit cartoonish, but of course a little bit more attention grabbing. So that's what you need with a thumbnail. And this is the font I think he's using, but this is the free version that we're using, that is the closest to that one, of course. Okay, so we've got this here. Click on the tick right here, boom. Okay, now this layer we have to make a copy of it. Just press Ctrl J and then make another copy of this one. Click back here, the best update, and Ctrl J. We've got 2 copies of the layer. Now this copy, we're gonna drag it down, click and drag it down under the best update, and this one as well, the copy number 2, we're gonna drag it below the copy, you know. So we've got a text layer, this right here, and 2 copies below it. Okay, so what we're gonna do with these is basically make this, you know, red and this color effect. I think it's called turquoise. Please don't quote me on that. Okay, I'm not very good at colors. Okay, so let's just minimize it and let's just double click on this one, the first copy, and change the color overlay and make it go turquoise or whatever color this is. I think it's looking pretty good. Yes, it looks pretty freaking similar. And click on OK and OK, and again double click on this copy number 2, not here, you're just gonna rename it. Click on this, like this side of the thingy, and color overlay, change the color to a red. Okay, I don't think he uses that strong of a red. Yeah, he uses kind of a strong red, so let's just go with this red. Okay, okay. Now make sure you're on this move tool right here, and for the copy number 2 we have to bring it down and right. So we're gonna press the arrow key down and right, down and right, down and right, until we can see it. You can kind of see it here, right? You can see it. So down and right, down and right, down and right, for a few times, you know, so that you can see it. As we can see that reddish thingy here coming down and right, because in the thumbnail also it's coming down and right. So for the upper one, or for the name of the color that I don't know, we have to go up and left. So make sure we're on the move tool here and make sure that this is right here. So up, left, up, left, up and left. This is, okay, let's just zoom it in. This is pretty much the look that he goes for. Just make sure that if you did the bottom one 3 times, you have to do the top one 3 times as well. Let's just equalize that. Let's just do the bottom one once more. And as you can see, we've got the red on the bottom and the color whose name I don't know on the top. Let's just control plus minus out of it. Okay, ain't that looking sweet, man? Just look at these two. Don't they look like they are made by the same freaking person? No, they don't, because of course iTemp's resolution is a bit different. Look at the left part of the thumbnail, this and this, and on the right part of the thumbnail, which is this and this. Of course they've added like these effects and such. I think his editor, thumbnail editor, uses these thingies. Of course I can like make this happen, but I do not want to make this like overly complicated tutorial. We're just trying to make something happen. If you want this, you know, I don't know, you can like just Google search it. This looks like the heirloom lighting or whatever. When you open a box and there's an heirloom inside it, this red colored light comes out. So whatever, you know, they've got these effects and everything, but we do not have them. Okay, so now the last and not the least thing we're gonna add is these white lines right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't know, these are like the anime thingies. I think Dizzy started adding them. He was the first one who did it, or his thumbnail editor, of course. So these give kind of a cool effect to the image. I am going to make these lines by the, I don't know, this polygon tool itself, but I'll also drop, you know, the link to this file, which you can just drag and drop, and you'll have these like lines in here, these like 1, 2, 3, I don't know, why am I counting him, these anime kind of, I don't know, intense lines or whatever they're called. I'll drop a link to them in the description if you want, but we'll make them happen right here. Okay, we'll make them happen. Okay, so we've got this polygonal lasso tool. We're on the last part of the tutorial. Let's just come above on the background layer and make a new, right here you can see the plus button. It makes a new layer. We've got a new layer, and we want to make lines like these sharp triangle kind of lines, you know. This is what the final step is here, you know. Okay, sorry for hitting you, Mike. Okay, and let's just make a little triangle here. Boom, just like that. Right click on it, click on fill, and with white, of course. Okay, and Control D. This deselects the thingy. As you can see, I've got one line here, and I can make as many lines as I want. This one, that one. Okay, I can just do that. Okay, let me just do that. Okay, so here we are. I just made a few lines like that, and let's just save this image as a PNG. This is the final thingy, you know. Let's just save it. Click on file and then save as, and click here and click on PNG, save, and boom. Now let's just open both the files, the initial one and the final one that we've created, side by side, and let's see how they look. As you can see, the left one is mine and the right one is Rich's. You know, I could have made the font a little bit bigger, I can see, and that's not a big deal. You can do that. Of course, his font is a little different, a little bit fancy. It's a little bit expensive. It costs money. This is free, okay? All that stuff. I don't even think he warped this, you know, perspective. He did not do that thingy of making this one smaller and this one larger, giving it a 3D effect. I don't think he did it. It was my perspective only, so I thought it happened. I think he has tilted the gun a bit. You can just press Control T on the gun and then move it a little bit to make it look like it's tilted, or, you know, rotated a little bit. He's got the shield turned on. I did not have it turned on. He's got a different skin. I've got a different skin, but I think it's pretty freaking neat and it's pretty freaking similar. So that's basically it. That took a lot out of me. Like the video, leave a comment, whatever you want to do. Bye bye.